Hello, hello. All right, we're back once again. This time it's me, a Red Skull Dragon, and my co-casters tonight will be Asami. It was actually supposed to be Makir, but I think he might have had a little too much Halloween celebration this year, and going to be passed out. But it's just fine. We have Asami here to help me cast for these lovely people. Let me go ahead and enlarge this one for you guys. And it's not like we're going to have Twitch chat anyway, so let's go ahead and switch to the larger screen.
Yeah, it's actually just saying you woke me up. I can make up for yesterday, so I'm
Yes.
happy to be here.
Yeah. So, just quick introductions. We have on our blue side the return of the Mills. It's Liposuction Lane in the top side. Really, honestly, I can't remember too much about Liposuction Lane's top lane, but I do remember a lot about Aikado. Don't let him have Kha'Zix, whether it be on your team or the enemies. Uh, And then Ed's Craze, always a pleasure casting for him and popping up in the stream. Very nice to see, and also having some pretty nice sick plays. Perry Suda, eventually someone will get your name right whenever we're casting one of your games. Playing going to be the ADC for Tournament 6, and then Black Saw in the bot lane, dealing with Carry, Carry Suda.
Yep, and on the other side, we do have the quarantine recovery group. We have Waka as the oh wait, is he a top lane?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he
top lane.
originally his name was something else, but I think a lot of them switched their names.
Oh, okay, okay, because I was trying to figure that out. My bad. We do have Chrono Baker as the jungle. We do have Shafty as the uh
Oopsie.
is he the support or the mid laner? Mid laner, I'm
I feel
guessing.
yeah, I'm feeling like they switched that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sermon switched names to like True Fury, and Shafty moved to mid lane, or
Mhm.
they're doing a big brain on us, and Shafty actually moved. Is just switching his name to True Fury, and then Sermon switched to Shafty. So then we really don't know.
We don't have a clue, but I do know that we have True Magic and True Fury, who for now we shall say is in the bot lane. I
Hmm.
think that's the best way to go with it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Ooh.
Oh, all right. Hi, it's Chris. So let's jump right into this draft here. I do remember that he did want a couple of shout outs. Walker said he wants to shout out his friends, family, and his dog. Ed's Crazy said he wants to shout out his big booty Latina girlfriend and her daughter.
Oh.
Uh, and I forgot the name on it. Like there was a lot happening in the chat, and I did not get it all because I was still waiting for my co-caster. But let's just jump right into the draft here for tonight. We're seeing, let's see, Lulu already picked up for return misses. They have Lulu and Ash for the bot lane, Kindred probably in the jungle, and then Caitlyn Blitzcrank for Quarantine Recovery Group, a pretty aggressive lane, and then Graves in the jungle. So bot lanes and jungles have already been picked up here.
Yeah, and I mean, really for me, this is kind of normal in some sense, as we do have, a pretty nice combo between the Caitlyn and the Blitzcrank. But at the same time, we do have that Lulu who's going to be a nuisance for this Caitlyn if, say, Ash does get grabbed. That's a simple shield and a simple polymorph to just stop Caitlyn from doing any damage, or maybe even Blitzcrank if they want to try and make something happen in that bot lane.
Yeah, but I really doubt we're going to see too much action, at least from the side of Return to Middlesticks. Carries has been known for a lot of these good carry sort of ADCs, Ash being one of them, doing an excellent job, but you really just need to get through that early game. And it looks like this Letzik is in the chat saying that it could be a Lulu flex for a top lane, which
Ooh,
is possible. We have seen it
got it.
previously in Worlds, and it might show up right here against is more of a safe lane because you really just want Lulu to get out of laning phase and have all that strong utility. Now we're seeing that Oriana and LeBlanc going to be banned away, as well as Darius and Zig. So a lot of mid laners are going to be gone away from Ed's Craze and Shafty here. Ed's Craze I know very good on a lot of these sort of like a little more of a carry type. We've seen LeBlanc and Oriana, both really good ones, and if he can really excel out some of these. So they're already going to be banned away. There's other options for him to also pick up here. It's not like he's just a two-trick pony or anything. It looks like True Magic is going to be picking up the Fiora for his team.
Yeah, and we've seen what Fiora can do. For anyone who saw Worlds, we did see the first ever pentakill in the Worlds final stage on Fiora. Uh,
Quite insane.
so
Quite insane.
it was a very insane game, especially with Tank Guard. But we are gonna have the very standard Syndra. I do like that pick, and it is gonna be the flex pick for Lulu top, apparently.
Or is this the double flex pick
Oh,
with Nautilus top?
it could be, but
Oh,
I think they're gonna go more with a pretty safe engager in the
yeah.
Nautilus.
I also agree with the Nautilus bot lane is a little bit better
Yeah.
than a Lulu top than the Lulu bot lane with Nautilus top. Malzahar
Yep.
going to be picked out
Ooh.
for Shafty here, so looks like these are going to be our lanes. Just need to reorganize a little bit for return music sites. Please reorganize. I really don't. It would be really confusing if everyone is actually just going everywhere else. Like, but yeah, okay. So looks like that's going to be it. So we almost had, you know, picked in draft order here.
Yeah.
Pretty. So let's see. It's Crazy Syndra. I do remember. I feel like I, there's a lot of games I casted and watched before because I was hosting a lot of these streams, but I feel like I've seen X Crazy's Syndra before and it was quite potent as well. Once he gets through this early game or early phase, get his like one or two items, he's going to start popping people, especially that Caitlyn. It's going to be
Yeah.
quite the
It.
game we have here for Return to Millicent versus Quarantine Recovery Group.
I mean, I'm gonna really look forward to this just because both of these bot lanes can be very aggro. So I'm super interested in that. Obviously, Malzahar, he's gonna be there to just stop whoever. Really, X Craze and Aikado are two people I imagine he'll be ulting more than anyone else. Uh,
Mhm.
so I'm more curious to see what kind of presence the Malzahar will see. I don't see a lot of Malzahars around in this meta. So I am just wanting to see how Shafty will really take his Malzahar around.
Yeah. And in chat, just let's say got the classic copy pasta. Might as well read it since we're already waiting on everything else. Okay, everyone, listen up. Return to Millsits is gonna hop off their post, walk out of the cornfield, and call on your asses. Y'all ever experience a deep suck where you're about to get the slurp of a lifetime from the RotM squad? I know what I'm talking about when too, since my name is Liposuction Lane. Then after we drain all your life, our crow swords will come down and eat your lifeless carcasses. Call, call, call. Hashtag Rodham fighting. Classic Rodham copy pastas. But yeah, so about the Malzahar pick in the mid lane, I think the Malzahar pick is a nice one because if you're looking at the comp, they have a lot of pick potential with Blitzcrank and the Caitlyn Trap combo. Pair that up with Malzahar locking them down. You have a pretty good team, especially because there's no tanks on Return of Miltic's side. They only have Nautilus to do a lot of their tanking, and then Lulu to stop some of these engages from Fiora and Graves. So picking Malzahar is fine because then you're shutting down one of their carries. So you can go ahead and focus on the other two, or just eliminate this one right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, no matter where you go with Malzahar, we already know Malzahar is going to be having good presence. Nautilus is going to be, you know, pretty scary just because if that Caitlyn is picked out, well, that's the main source of damage in the early stages. I am curious just how Waka will hold with the Fiora, but I mean, I think she'll be okay. I imagine Graves is going to be visiting top lane a lot to try and put so much pressure onto liposuction lane that he will no longer be able to put copy pastas into the chat.
Well, I mean, the point of having a Lulu top lane, you generally seen that it's just like, oh, I just want to get out of laning phase with a Lulu, and then boom, we have a Lulu for free without having to go with the troubles of everything else. Because you can play
Yeah,
Lulu top lane pretty safely, because, if they engage on you, you probably morph and you run away.
yeah. I
Nice
mean,
and easy.
he'll be fine. Well, he should be fine theoretically. However, if Malzahar does get some kind of pressure or gets a priority in that mid lane, I imagine that they will try to do a three-man gank in the top lane, put him behind, and just make it to where if they want him to even have a chance at being close, they're gonna have to visit him over and over again to stop him from being killed under tower, in tower, before he even arrives at the tower.
Mhm. Very, very true. But as we're in Champ Select here, we can go ahead and look at all these skins, these high rollers over here, pulling out skins from every direction,
Ah,
and
I love it.
having some pretty, basic keystones that we expect to have. Syndra going with the electrocute, so we have some early game trading power. Ash and Caitlyn both going for lethal tempo, which I would think maybe going for Fleet Footwork would not be a bad idea against an Ashe because of all that range that the volley has. But then again, Lethal Tempo means that you'll have more auto attacks whenever you do have these skirmishes because you have a double hook bot lane, both of them with Aftershock. So they are expecting a lot of fighting.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if the Kindred, like I imagine this Kindred, what Ikado's gonna do is probably mark one of the bot laners first, and possibly think about going down there to try and at least burn a flash from either the Blitzcrank or the Caitlyn. At least that's what I'm thinking. But now we are in the game, so just a real check on the clock real quick. Are you at 10 seconds?
I am like 2 seconds behind you.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead and do these introductions here. In the top lane, we have Liposuction Lane playing the Lulu top lane. Pretty interesting. Also a 5-stack coming out of Quarantine Recovery Group. But back to the Return to Millstate's roster, we have Aikado in the jungle playing the Kindred. We have Ed's Crazy in the mid lane playing Syndra, Carry Suda, as well as Black Salt in the bot lane playing Ash and Nautilus. But now back to this 5-stack here. Pretty interesting. Or all hiding in this top lane bush to really ambush on Liposuction lane here. They have
Oh
the
yeah.
Blitzcrank
I mean,
available.
they know they can do this too.
Yeah, they are walking straight at him. They do get spotted out, however, before they're in range for the Blitzcrank hook, so they're able to get out here pretty safely. Edscraze playing with fire right here, walking up that close, and he's like, and thinking it'll be just fine for him. But you need to be careful. Blitzcrank is in the area still, and actually looking at Return to the Mystic side, putting a deep, deep ward all the way over to the Wolves camp. Really nice ward placement to take advantage that Quarantine Recovery Group wanted to do a 5-man stack.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you want to do as the bot lane. I mean, you already know that they were trying to make something happen in the top lane. They get spotted out. Immediately, Karasuda and Black Salt say, "Hey, we can take this time to get vision just to make sure." So now they have vision on that wolf, and they already know that Graves is going to be starting at that red. So now Aikado has more pressure in jungle now as well.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think about the team cons from both sides here? I know we talked a little bit about it during Champs Selects, but let's just dive right into it. What do you think about it for both of these teams?
I mean, to be honest, I'm loving both of these. You have two pretty good junglers in the Graves and in the Kindred. I think Kindred, in my opinion, has just a slightly upper edge. Already fight happening, and we're already seeing what these hooks can do. And my goodness,
Yeah, Black Salt already landing a hook over a True Magic, burning the Ignite onto him, having a little bit of advantage because they did take the Ignite here, so getting him really low here, burning the heal, but not burning anything else, such as just trading summoner spells.
yeah, and True Magic forced to even use the potions as well. The heal's going to be down, so more than likely, Backsalt's probably saying like, "Hey, get ready to mark this Caitlyn. If you could just take part in the slightest bit, we're gonna jump on it."
Yeah, as I've seen you in chat before. I just can't remember how to say it. Autos. I'm gonna go with Autos live. In the chat saying he never misses these hooks, and so far he's at 100% hook rating. Because I've only seen one hook. He might have thrown more, but directed camera cut it from the tapes.
Yeah, I
So
mean, eh, to be honest, we're also starting to see what kind of dominance the Lulu can have. The Fiora is down already, 7 gold. It's not the biggest of gaps, but Man, it really starts to show you just how much of a nuisance. And uh-oh, Karasuda's grabbed already.
Oh, yeah, Kirisuda got grabbed up Blitzcrank hook, but did not get hit by those traps. Maybe able to walk it out here, and both people from Quarantine Recovery Group is going to actually still be low now. That's quite the change in when usually you hook the ADC and they get low, but this time everyone's low other than Black Salt. He's chilling. He's chilling. He got full HP. He's ready to go in again.
Yeah, man, he's
Which is
gonna exactly do that too.
Yeah, he
True
lands
Fury.
the hook,
Whoop.
gets the root. Oh, but the return hook comes in, but Ikado's here. Right time, right place, able to pick up 1 kill, 2 kills now. But it looks like Chrono Baker smelt this one from a distance as well, as he's here, but just a little too late.
Yeah, and it was a great grab by True Fury to try and get Black Salt in, but immediately Aikado says, "Hold up, I'm here. I can get these kills." And now he has the 2 kills, and he's gonna be fine. He didn't get the bounce, or he didn't get his mark as he was marking Chrono Baker, but that is fine. He gets the 2 kills, and immediately he has so much more pressure.
Yeah, I feel like someone already made this joke before, but isn't Kono or Chrono Baker just a Pulsefire Pantheon skin?
I mean, yeah.
Pantheon always wanted to be a baker, but now let's see. So we're just gonna be going back into laning phase. Dragon has spawned up here. Neither team really taking it just yet, but Aikado already got his reset off, and much better one than Chrono Baker has, which is only the longsword, while Aikado managed to get his challenging smite and then 2 longswords. Black Salt in the mid lane trying to make a roam happen here. Pretty aggressive, but managed to get the flash away from Shafty here, so pretty good overall.
Yep, and throughout the entirety of the match, I'm going to be trying to keep up with Saikado just to see how much marks he does have. He's sitting on 2 currently and is now going into the top side.
Yeah, he is in the top side, looking to maybe make a third one if he already marked the Fiora. Fiora having the flash out of there, barely with his life while Akado was pushing that attack. But now Karisuda is running into the spot lane, looking to try to maybe make some more damage happening here. Landed the volley, so then Black Salt gets an easy hook and a kill for themselves.
Yep, and Chronomaker is trying to do this dragon. He's already so low though, so he has to be careful. He's gonna get killed by the dragon.
Oh,
It's OP.
It's Ocean Drake. It's the Ocean Man. It just slows him to the land that he just doesn't understand, I guess, because he falls to the Ocean Dragon there, and puts his team a little further back here because he's no longer right now he's just wasting time. One, because he was doing Dragon, but then take it, and then two, he died, so now he has to wait until he comes back, which means another free stack for Aikado to take up.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure as well that Black Salt did end up seeing the Graves body, so I think they do know that he did fall, which puts him more behind. And Aikado, again, just gonna be doing quick checks every now and then, sitting on 2 of his marks, so gonna be pretty nice. Unfortunate with the marking that he just got, which was the Raptor camps on the enemy side, but no matter, he'll have another mark up in a few minutes.
Yep, in due time. Right now, again, we're just looking to try to farm up here. No fights happening just yet. I would like to see if Kono Baker can go ahead and try and make another gank happen here, just to maybe make his team a little bit further ahead, either punishing this Lulu top lane for picking a Lulu in top lane, or maybe going mid lane and abuse how much pressure that Etzcraze has currently. But look at Life of Such a Lane. He's doing a great job. He's polymorphing to Fiora and then walking right away, going back to his ranged matchup, farming pretty safely, poking him down.
Yep, and Live Such a Lane does know that he does have to be a little careful here, as again the momentum has swung in that top side. It is at a 21 or 20 CS lead. They are trying to make something happen on the Shafty though.
Yeah, Shafty is going to be slowed down a little bit and stunned by Etzcraze. Etzcraze finishing up the kill with the Unleashed power, and that is going to be a small lead for him, but we're still looking for more blood. We have the entire bot lane in the bot lane jungle of the enemy, right here from RotM to Quarantine Recovery Group, looking to maybe make something happen here, but instead, probably just going to secure this mark for their team.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
Chronomaker is stepping up way too much. Force the flash, gonna get ulted as well, which immediately has Aikado go in.
Yeah, TP's coming out from both ends, and the outplay button coming out of Shafty, locking down Aikado, punishing him for getting that stack. But we still have a
Oh,
fight going on here where Ed's Craze managed to pick up a kill right there. True Magic is getting quite low himself, so I don't know if they can really pursue any further. But Karisuda is going to be the pursuer, going right on top of them, seeing if they can maybe get something else here. Speaking of something else, True Magic trying to clear out this control ward. Just going to get hit by the volley, but that's it.
yep, and ooh, excuse me,
Gesundheit.
but thank you. Uh, really great TP in by both Liposuction Lane and X-Craze. Liposuction Lane did get there trying to use his ultimate onto Blackstall if I had to guess. However, got there just a little late, and now Waka, who is already a few CS ahead, now has more gold lead. My god.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Wear a sweater. Or something, but right now we're seeing everyone is around the area for this dragon fight. Black Salt getting rid off on Chrono Baker. Okado not necessarily pulling in right now. Ooh, the hook was just a little too late for Black Salt, or a little too early, I suppose, in order to cancel out that Blitzcrank hook, and he is going to be pulled away and picked off there. So it looks like this is going to be the first dragon for Quarantine Recovery Group.
Yeah, and you know, just a small mistake there by returning to Middle Six, as they were in that river when both their mid laners and their ADCs was not their wisdom. While Core Team Recovery Group just decides to all go in, which is a great idea. And now Waka is going straight onto Liposuction Lane.
Yeah, Waka is going on to Liposuction Lane. He has one more Vital Pop, but he won't be able to get there. Liposuction Lane is just too fast, especially with that Wild Growth rate, or whichever. What is this called? It is Wild Growth. It is a Hearthstone card. Got it.
Yep, and I mean, it was a great idea for Waka to try and go in there. She does force out the wild growth, as you said, and you know, I think it's a decent trade overall for Waka, especially since now if something does want to go on into top lane, Liposuction Lane won't have it.
Yeah, Liposuction Lane now getting chased down by Walker right now. Since he doesn't have the ultimate as safety, these Vitals are getting kind of unlucky for Liposuction Lane, because these are perfect ones to him to get. He's going to have to flash over the walls to then Walker doesn't pursue any further. While in the bot lane, they're having a little bit of a rougher time against this 2 kills on True Magic, who are managed to buy BF Sword. Going to probably go into either an IE. That's probably an IE with the pickaxe right there. So, yeah, going to pick up an IE soon-ish, while Kirisuda going for the Blade Warrior King doesn't get the benefit of having that just big damage from the BF sword. So, unfortunately, a little bit weaker in lane, even though they're just about equal in power right now. Or equal in gold. True Magic just using that gold a little bit more effectively.
Yeah, and we see here that Blacksalt is taking a lot of damage from them, or is taking the damage from the minions just to make sure that the plating does not drop a whole lot for them. But oh, what a
Oh.
hook and what a execution there. True Fury's gonna pick up that kill, and man, you could not ask for a perfect hook other than
Now,
that one.
that was between the minions, right into Kirisuda. He didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. No one saw that coming other than True Fury. He saw the lineup, he went to and got it, and he grabs a piece of that ash.
Yep, the Ash picked up while the Waka is just continuing his dominance in the top lane. And while early game was a lot, or was pretty good, we're starting to slowly see just the differences in this lane right now.
Yeah, having to pop both the Polymorph and the
Uh-oh.
Wild Growth before Aikado gets here. Now Aikado is in the top lane. He is pushing his advance over into Waka. Waka having to flash out. Aikado does not have his yet, nor does the Q, so he won't be able to pick up the kill over in Waka. Waka gets out once again by a flash.
Yep, but because Waka is forced to back here and more than likely will, I imagine TP. No, actually, I think
Yeah,
yep, there's a TP
there.
coming in. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Aikado is just going to put down this Herald and pick up
First
this
tower.
top tower. So
Yeah. Yeah, that
really,
was good on them because they waited to get the first platings and then go ahead and drop the over Herald. So then they take out the whole tower.
yep. And uh, it is going to funnel more of the Kindred, and I do like to see that since Kindred is pretty strong right now, as she does have, or I guess Aikado does have the 4 marks, which does give him the extra range, I believe.
Yeah.
So he is going to be pretty happy with that. We do see Black Salt Karasuda look like they are wanting something to be set up here. They're gonna try and make a play, especially since we do have Aikado coming down. Looks like, oh well,
Oh,
there you go.
yeah. A little bit of a death push happening here, but they need to be
Oh,
careful because they're at an item disadvantage. True Magic is able to live out there until Aikado came up down and he's like, hey, what's up? You gonna miss something? He's gonna go ahead and try to pick up yet another kill over on True Fury. True Fury using that W, but needs to be careful because he's gonna get a slowdown. Hook comes out and Aikado picks up yet another kill. Double kill for Aikado in the bot lane.
yeah, I mean, while Karasuda does fall to a immense amount of damage, I'm pretty sure he's okay with that as Aikado just continues to get stronger. The more markings that this Kindred does get, it does make him so much more scarier, especially if they know what to prioritize, what to go after. They do have Chrono Baker now who is marked as well. So, I mean, as long as Aikado just keeps doing what he does, him and X-Craze, who are looking like the main carries currently at this point in stage, it looks like they will be okay if they just go in the fight and do pick out True Magic and Waka as well.
Yeah, they should be okay here because they have other carries to rely on. Don't really have
Oh,
to single focus your carry. But right now, it looks like we're moving on to this dragon fight. Chrono Baker is already marked by Aikado. Smart play because he saw
oh,
the dragon spawning up here and steals the Mountain Drake. Whoa. That's quite crazy there. Now everyone's booking because
oh,
they don't want to get hit by a Blitzcrank. Doesn't matter. It looks like
oh.
we're going to get a Flash and the Nether Grass using the ultimate to save his teammates a little bit and burn down everyone else, but they have to be careful. Getting really low here. Aikado is still running away, but managed to pick up the kill over on Owaka. Black Salt, however, is on the wrong side of the wall. Meets up with Kona Baker while he picks up a kill there. We saw Azure shut out, but it's not going to be able to be enough to save his teammate there, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that Dragon Steel was X Craze and Aikado just having it perfectly in sync.
Yeah.
X Craze gets the 3-man stun involving Chrono Baker, which allows Aikado to go in, steal away the dragon, and then Waka goes full in and says, okay, we can take this fight here, which is exactly what they do. They take the fight, they force out Aikado's ulti, they force out the overgrowth from liposuction, and immediately they start trying to get this fight. And at first, it looks like not a whole lot happened other than just a trade of ultis. And then Waka full sends it after both Aikado and liposuction. He gets polymorph, is unable to hit all the vital points on the ultimate. So he's just died immediately to Aikado, who now is sitting 5-1 and 2 with 118 CS. But not only that, but Graves ends up chasing after the tank, which is Black Soul. I don't agree with that one exactly. I mean, a kill's a kill,
Yeah,
which is fair, but
better
it's
than
still
no kill.
like that is true. Better than no kill. But then you also end up flashing for him, which is where I'm starting to more to be kind of questioning. However, as you said, a kill's a kill. The Graves does end up getting the trade of 1-for-1, which who knows what happens if they don't do that, right?
Yeah, if they weren't able to pick up that 1-for-1 there, I
Uh,
would feel like they would be at a pretty big disadvantage, even though they did
uh,
lose out the flash for Kona Baker. It's better than nothing, and saw Walker trying to go for an engage in the top lane, but Aikato's here is like, hey, I got you, bud. And managed to dissuade them from doing that. We saw a Quarantine Recovery Group maybe looking to try to collapse over in the top lane, but disagreed with that play. Seeing that now, bot lane is actually taken down by Ed's Craze. Good split pushing there. I do want to point out, Aikado actually bought the Edge of Night first item after he bought his Warrior enchantment, which is a good buy. It's because then you can't get flashed ultied by Shafty anymore. We saw Ed's Craze experience that firsthand, and he doesn't necessarily need to pay the taxes now, but eventually he will need to buy the full taxes because once those Edge of Knights is popped, he is very vulnerable to this Nether Grass.
Yeah, and I mean, for now he'll be fine, especially since he's sitting super plenty right now. But looks like there could be a fight happening over the Herald here. But it looks like they decide to just back away and might be the surrender of the Herald.
Yeah, they might have to surrender this hero here because Waka's not in he does have TP, however, so they could technically go for a fight here, but they are a little late to try to do anything to really force a fight, so they wouldn't necessarily get too much out of it, seeing that the Herald is down now. I caught him picking that one up. True Fairy looking for something here, but the hook does miss. Black Salt stepping up as well in order to try to make something happen, but it's just going to get hit by those space aids and gets out on life and pretty much on the upside of everything, seeing that RotM now has a 3k gold lead and the Herald in their back pockets to drop down somewhere.
Yeah, and most of this gold lead is in the pockets of X-Craze and Aikado. While Aikado has 86k or 8600 and counting up, we have X-Craze sitting at 7500 and up, which is the most in the game, closely followed by the Caitlyn, who is doing her own thing, starting to get stronger and stronger, and Aikado's taking a fight.
Yeah, Aikado is taking a fight here, is looking for a good pick off, but it looks like he was the one picked off by True Fury. True Fury throwing out the hook, but does not land over a Black Salt. Looks like that's going to be a good pick for Quarantine Recovery Group. Picking up the bounty, but only going to True Fury.
Yep, and there's a QSS picked up by Aikado there.
And X-Grace.
Oh, an X-Grace?
Yes, X-Grace already picked up a QSS as well, so.
Oh yeah, that's my bad. I couldn't see that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's like, they both picked it up.
Yeah.
So, good pickups here because you're against a Malzahar, you gotta pay the taxes. Can't wait until next season where there's also more options for buying the taxes rather than just this one.
Yep, and just realize it is gonna be the Inferno up here, so they will be, or whoever gets it will be pretty happy. And
no!
Hook.
Oh no! It's alright. So Etsuke used the QSS right there, and a lot happened. It was over an instant. It didn't matter he used QSS because he was done. He was done for. Just after using the ulti, and then the entire crew pulling up and beating down on X-Craze. Looks like they're going for a Baron pick off here since X-Craze is down. Kado is a little bit further away, but the Baron's only at about 60 to 50% health for now. Black Salt taking the front charge, going ahead, dropping that down. The ulti was used by Kurasuda. It lands over on True Fury, unfortunately, but they do manage to pick up the kill here. Aikado uses the ulti so he can stay alive in his little realm, but now he gets hit by the concussive shot. Kurasuda and now picks up a double kill for himself, however. Now Chrono Breaker is on the run. He gets slowed by that Ash Volley, however, so he isn't out of the woods just yet, but no one wants to pursue or face check into a Graves Bush. So we're just going to be leaving it at that. And now, Kurasuda got some gold for himself.
Yeah, and I kind of could have lived there if he didn't step out of that ultimate. Instead, he did slightly step out, which immediately nullifies him, or nullifies you from getting any kind of healing. So that's kind of how he fell, especially to that collateral damage
that's
there.
What it's called.
So,
I think I said concussive blast.
That's close enough.
Yeah, start to see.
Yeah, and I just want to say, True Fury is a menace with these hooks. I mean, he's been playing really well, and I love to see this from the supports. He's carrying this team pretty well. Waka got really low in the fight at the Baron, and
Oh, Aikado, well, Lamposuch and Lane, however, just baited Waka into a bush with Aikado in it, forcing his team, actually. He was doing it Kugs, and then he saw, was like, oh, okay, I guess I have to help you now. And looks like they're pushing away Waka and Lamposuch and Lane, going back to nice farming in air quotes, because Aikado is just taking most of them.
Yeah, I mean, when you're forced to play the support top, you should be expecting to end up giving your CS to the main carries. Sadly, your main carries happens to be Kindred. So Live Selection Lane has no idea what CS is. Even though he's sitting on 140, has no idea what CS is whenever anyone else is in the lane with him.
Yeah, 140 still good. However, you're playing a support lane, so you're giving up some of your or gold already, and then he was against Waka, who we have seen. I need to order my words correctly. Do pretty well in
Uh
pushing this objective, but now, oh no, TP
oh.
canceled away from level such a lane. He's caught in a rock in a hard place, and hooked right back into the hard place with everyone in the middle of it. Magic is able to pick up the kill there. While it seems like Waka is going to be caught out. Ooh, gets a good parry off, however, so it stops some of that stuff, or damage, but looks like it's not going to be enough because there's 3 people top lane to pick up that kill there.
Yeah, and that's just a simple trade of the top laners that will be Live Selection's first death, as Waka does end up falling a second time. And currently right now, I don't know what to really say about the Fiora top lane. I mean, she's doing her job and being a split pusher, but really that's all you can do. And uh-oh, another fight breaking out here.
Yeah, another fight breaking out here. Akato already using his ultimate to nullify some of the damage here. He's getting quite low himself, but he doesn't have the space aids, but he needs to be careful. Ace in the hole does come out, but I think someone took the shot for him. Get down, Mr. President. Looks like all is okay. Black Salt does fall in that fight, so it looks like they're trying to go again for this Baron.
Yeah, they know that Aikado is forced to reset here. Their main tank is down, and knowing that Aikado does not have the ultimate, he feels more confident to try and take this, since they will have no way of really being able to save themselves if one of them does drop again.
Yeah, Baron is going to fall here, however, and looks like everyone on the core team recovery group is making a run for it. They're breaking for the woods so they can get out of here, but they're actually just going to look for a reset, I'm imagining, and then we're going straight towards this dragon. But unfortunately, 2 members opted in not to go ahead to go for a reset, so I think this is actually a forfeit dragon here since they didn't opt in to go for a full team reset. They're going to be too late for this. Looks like dragon is already started and going to be taken by the Return to the Middle here, tying up the dragon score. Everyone's at 2-2. We might see a 7 dragon game here, but for now, it's only at 4.
Yeah, and really, this is just a handshake between teams. They're just like, all right, you can take the Baron, we'll take the dragon. They just said, you know what, we'll happily take the Baron. There's only the second dragon. It's not like it's so point or that you're forcing us into it, so we'll gladly give you over it. Think of it as a mercy give. We need to make this game somehow interesting, is what Quarantine Recovery Group is just saying with this handshake here.
And I mean, seeing the goal differences between the teams, we know what we were talking about in terms of that, but we also need to think is like some of that goal is also focused in onto Aikado and Ed's Craze, looking at the farms and the kill score. So it's not necessarily like they're just innately weaker. Sure, like such a lane is a little bit falling behind just because the farm and he's not having that many kill participations, but regardless, he's still going to be a Lulu and provides a lot of support regardless how much gold he has.
And really, we did see the 3K gold lead for Return in the middle 6 here. Now they are down 2K, which is to be expected with the Baron buff. Shafty does have to be a little careful here, as he did expect more people in this bot lane, and oh, looks like they're going to start a fight here.
Oh yeah, Enchanted Crystal Arrow does land here. This is a huge it's popping the Gargoyles and the Wild Growth, but Karisuda does not pay the tats, so he is going to be stuck in the middle of it, but it's fine. Aikado has the ultimate to stop a little bit of it. He's going to get real low, however, and the carries from the side of Quarantine Recovery Group are still pretty healthy. Only missing out on Shafty, so they still need to be careful. True Magic and Chrono Baker are the threats that you need to be wary of, especially because True Magic is edging towards that 3-item power spike.
Yep, and Chrono Baker was taking tower damage there, when really they should just let this cannon minion do most of the work. And the scariest thing about it is that for a 5v4 there, that almost turned horribly bad for Return to Middle 6, as Waka was just pushing in the top lane the entirety of the time, and they still were winning this team fight.
Yeah, It was
Oh
a
no.
little bit iffy, but now speaking of iffy, we see Aikado trying to go into his jungle and look for a pick over on True Fury. He does get the pick up over there. He's getting quite low, however, himself. So Black
Oh,
Salt is diving right into the middle of everything, not realizing his team had been zoned off by Shafty there. But Ed's crazy. Now looking to maybe make something happen here.
oh.
Oh, but pays the taxes. He's able to get out of that ulti nice and safely. So no pick off onto him.
Yeah, Banshee's Veil was proc, the QSS was used. Everything that he could have used, he made sure to spend it all. Especially since Shefty used his, I forgot what the name of the ability is. Give me one second to
Ulti?
really look at it. His
Metagraphs? Or
Call of the
it,
Void. It's Call
uh,
of the Void. He used the Call of the Void to get rid of the Banshee's Veil and immediately ulti, which forces out the QSS, and then X-Ray just has to run at that point, as he knows at that point there's no way that he ever gets to kill here successfully. So he immediately gets starts to run.
yeah, he is going to go ahead and run. He did have his teammates nearby, so it's not like someone was going to pursue him, but just in case, he is going to make his mad dash away. Looking at the objectives, we're seeing that only one that's going to be spawning up, neutral objective, I mean, is going to be the Dragon in about a minute and a half, Baron following suit very soon, in a minute and 50. So once those come up onto the board, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a little bit more fighting here, and looking to, get onto soul points so they can really force this dragon, or at least force their teams into prioritizing dragons a lot more than they have previously. Also, can I say, it's quite insane. We decided to have hard carry teams, like both of them just no, like barely any tanks, literally one tank per team, and then hard carry champions on each side, and we decided to get a infernal soul this game. So thank you, Riot. This is quite a burst match we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, and we do see here right now it's just a war of attrition game. Waka's just in the top lane, just putting pressure there. So really, it seems like what they're saying right now is just, hey, if you want, there's
Oh,
the engage.
yeah, Akado coming over against the wall so he can go ahead and get onto someone. He drops the ulti because he's getting quite low himself. Shafty is going to be trying to commit further suits, but now Kirisuda gets hit by the hood, but doesn't matter. He does get hit by the ace in the hole, but he managed to live. Everyone's living on barely any HP. Akado pushing forward, goes down to True Magic, but it's okay. Ed's Crazy is full HP, and he's looking for more. While it seems like Waka is in the top lane, just going ahead, split pushing again, and doing the best he can as his champion. And now Life lanes out for blood. Here's the Lulu, managed to pick up the polymorph and then the kill over on True Fury. Now they need to try to make something happen here because they just lost their entire top lane.
Yeah, and while Waka does get the top or the top inhibitor turret and everything, I do not particularly agree with the inhibitor grab here. That might just be my opinion, but grabbing the inhibitor kind of is not the play in this point. And wow, Karatsuda just absolutely drained Waka down. But
Kirisuda is at the 3 on his power spike.
yeah, and the only reason I say I don't like the pickup here is just because of the timing. Well, yes, the Baron is up. The Inferno Dragon was already there. I feel as if he just waits a little bit more, they could probably get the inhibitor and then kind of just decide what they want to do. They could say, hey, if you want to fight us at the Baron, we'll have that. We have Waka who has his TP up. But now they're kind of at this point where there's no ultimate for the Fiora to even try, so it kind of seems like they're just having a free dragon even, or free Baron even with Chrono Maker.
Yeah, but the hook does come out of True Fury, so he can go ahead and one-shot Lipo such a lane. Black Soul is trying to peel away for his team right here. Kirisuda still has not paid any taxes, and he's going to go down as well. Looks like this Baron has taken a turn for the worst, while Quarantine Recovery Group is making a mad dash to this top lane. They have all the super mutants pushing in base, which is, I was going to say, I actually agree with taking the top lane tower because it's 30 minutes of the game. The Baron is up, and then you can really, you have to force them into either fighting or taking the Baron. They took the Baron, and then they fought, and they lost a little bit more and more of their base, and they have their full man team here. They're going to go ahead and go for a push here. Waka now, look at all this tower pushing power she has, but it looks like Akado picks up the kill there. I don't think he has enough damage to deal with the rest of them. Looks like this is going to be the end for Quarantine Recovery Group versus Return to Mills. It's 1 up for Quarantine Recovery Group. This is going to be the first game of our best of 1, or best of 3, sorry. This is they took the best of this one, and looking to maybe pick up their second win in the next game. So congratulations, Quarantine Recovery Group. You saw the openings. Walkout did an excellent job with split pushing because he had no one to match him because he had no one that was like a bruiser to
Yeah,
really fight him. So really well done. Good draft, I want to say. And playing to your guys' strength is definitely the move here. So congrats on this first win.
yeah, and honestly, I did like the Lulu top lane. I mean, it was working out really well. Just that Waka every time just had free range to go in and just start taking towers left and right and left and right, and no one trying to answer him. You didn't have Karasuda go, you didn't have Experts go, Aikado go. So Waka just kind of said, "All right, I know my role at this point. If your guys are gonna allow me to, I'll keep on doing it."
Yep. Just here's the quick damage charts. We're going to be right back while we get set up for the next game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back again. This time, it's going to be the Quarantine Recovery Group on the blue side, Return States on the red. And I'm just going to center this a little bit. We just saw how Quarantine Recovery Group played their comp a little bit better. I feel like the draft from Quarantine Recovery Group was just a little bit better because they had that split pusher Fiora, and that really won them the game there. Opened up the inhibitor, so then if they will go for a Baron play like that and lose it, they lose the entire game, which is exactly what happened there, as well as still having some good damage carries there. Didn't really have a traditional tank, but they didn't need a traditional tank if they're playing not for team fights. So good job on Quarantine Recovery Group once again, and let's just jump right back into this pick ban phase.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward to see who exactly does get banned here. Obviously, some of the main priorities: Kalista, who's really good damage. Draven, obviously, it's gonna be scary. And for Return to Middle Six, does say, "All right, we know about True Fury's Blitzcrank at this point. This is pretty scary. Let's ban it away."
Yeah, very fair, very fair. While on the Quarantine Recovery Group side, they're still banning away the Callista, which is the patented carry Suda sort of a champion right there, as well as the Lilia, which is a really good champion just in general right now. When you're talking about coordinated play, and banning away the Kha'Zix as well, which is the Aikado, which I personally think is the Aikado special. But seeing now. Oh, Heckram is going to be the final ban away from Chrono Baker, so let's just jump right into what we think these gun picks are going to be. Waka is the first one up.
Yeah, I imagine that they're gonna try and secure the jungle, the ADC, and the support possibly, or the mid laner within the first three for quarantine recovery group. It looks like they're just gonna take their time on the first pick, lock in the Graves once again, which worked out really well.
Yeah, Graves was a pretty strong matchup prevent there. He opted in to go for the Yomu's Ghost Blade. I saw instead of a Humble Blade, which gave him slightly more damage a little later in the game, but didn't matter because he was still bursting down all those squishy targets on the team. While I was such a lane, going for a completely different route, he's like, "All right, give me a tank." Or it could also be a Shen support, which is like Black Soul. It's like, "Give me another tank."
Or now this is just gonna sound crazy, but we did see this in Worlds, so it is high possibility that we also see the River Shen come out.
I feel like Aikado isn't a River Shen type of player, but who knows? We could also still see the River Shen, which is still a really good pickup here. Chrono Baker now picking up the Thresh, which is like Blitzcrank, but you have a little bit of you wind up a little bit before you throw out your hook, so and you
Yeah,
have a little bit
and
more CC, so
yep, and they are gonna go with the Thresh Caitlyn, which is a very nice combo, along or just like the Blitzcrank and the Caitlyn. So I do like it. We do know that either Karasuda will have the Senna in his hands or Black Soul, possibly. I don't imagine, but it is a possibility in the world somewhere that Black Soul does end up taking the Senna support.
yeah, it is possible. Now S-Cray is going to be rounding up this first pick ban phase with the Kane, which is actually one of Ikado's more trademark ones as well. I was looking at some of the players earlier at their OP.GGs, and Kane had, well, currently, Aikado in the recent games he's played has a 100% win rate over 4 games as Kane. So still pretty good. I know it's only 4 games, but still. Whenever I was looking at those 4 games, he was popping off. So let's see if Aikado with the cane is able to pull it out. It looks like the first band is going to be the Malzahar.
Yeah, and I do like this ban on the side of Return to Middle Six. They do know that Malzahar was a menace to deal with, and as a return, they do say, "All right, you ban away our Malzahar, we'll ban away X Crazes Oriana."
As well as the Ziggs to follow it on up. I do like the Malzahar band, like you said, because that was a pretty big money sink that everyone had to invest into, other than Karisuda, who refused to. Just because he was he had to get his 3 on power spike, he was already behind, so he couldn't get he couldn't pay taxes on top of all of that. Now, last band coming out, I would imagine it would be another It's Craze band. Uh, Possibly, yep, it's going to be that LeBlanc away from It's Craze. They thought, they know there's like, we rather take a chance with a Syndra again rather than a Blanc because It's Craze definitely knows that. But let's say they actually do choose to go with the Syndra, or if they're looking to maybe make something else happen. This is still going to be the first pick of the second phase, so they only get pick one, and then the other team picks up two.
Yeah, I imagine that they'll keep in this mid laner for last, and that is exactly what they do. They'll lock in the Tom Kench for Black Salt. So now we do know the top laner, and we know the bot lane as well.
Yeah, top lane Tom Kench, obviously.
Oh,
We're bringing it back.
stop it. I'm having nightmares about that. That is terrifying. So because
Season 11 could not come any sooner when I get an item
oh,
that deals bonus damage to shields, but now it looks like we're going to see a Darius in the top lane. Good pickup against a Shen, assuming it's Shen in the top lane and not pulling a fast one on us, Tom Kench. It is a good pickup because you have that grab to really start a lot of these fights, or if he's trying to walk away from these short trades that Shen loves, you can just pull him right back in, try to get the rest of your auto attacks. But the Shen Twilight Refuge is going to be able to stop a lot of this. Now the Nivea pickup here.
yeah, and I do like the pickup of the Anivia. Is basically guaranteeing a flash in every single team fight whenever they do group up. If Chrono Baker gets a hook or there's a stun or a pull or anything, they are going to jump onto the bodies of whoever is stunned up.
And this last pick here, gotta be quick. It's gonna be the Syndra for the last second pick there. Still going to see that syndrome, which just means we still have that CC possibility. Please don't be Tom Kench in the jungle or Tom Kench in the jungle, please. There you go. Uh, so yeah, Syndra once again it's going to be picked up here. I do like the Syndra's pickup still here because it gives you that CC, it still gives you that burst, and it gives you pretty good laning phase against Anivia because you both have ways to stun each other, and then you just want to do short, quick combos. So trading out is going to be pretty simple. You're never going in for a long trade, especially against Anivia. She's just probably going to look to just stun you, drop the ulti, throw an E, and then wall you to make sure you stay in the ulti. But as Syndra, you can just drop your ball and then push it at him, get stunned up, and then trades over. Even if you just push Anivia and stop that ulti is going to be really good as well.
Yeah, and really, both of these teams are really nice to look at. Senna is going to be quite scary no matter what happens. Darius is gonna be that main person to try and stop Shen from using that ultimate every time. If he gets it off, more than likely there's going to be a return kill in either the bot lane, which I imagine is where most of this will happen, or really, yes, anywhere else in general, which makes a media liposuction lane level 6 makes him scary.
Definitely so. And then, once we get into game here, we do have some things to worry about from, both sides. Because once Kane gets his, upgrade, I'm imagining he's going to go with a red Kane just because his team does. I mean, he could go with blue Kane because Anivia and Caitlyn are both pretty big menaces, but Thresh is a really good way to stop Kane and engage as well as Anivia. So Blue Cane would have a little bit harder time here. Red Cane, however, I can see do pretty well against Darius because you need someone to go toe to toe against him as well as Graves. And then as long as you land your W's on Red Cane, you can still do quite a good job here against these ADCs and the carries such as Anivia. So I'm thinking it's a Red Cane game, but I can see understandings of why you go Blue Cane as well because you have some high priority targets to focus down and yeah, it's just a matter of who you think is going to be a bigger threat. Should you go red or blue?
Yeah, I mean, really, no matter where you're looking at for this team, it's obvious that Return to Middlesex, they want to play the later scaling teams.
Mhm.
Obviously, Senna, Syndra, they're all going to be menaces to deal with no matter what. However, on the other side, you already know that more than likely, if anyone gets picked, they're all just going to jump on it. They have so much CC on that side. So, Quarantine Recovery Group, no matter what happens, they know that they're going to have the upper hand come to early stages. However, we can't really say much about later stages as Senna. She's just going to keep on scaling, 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 and getting more powerful.
Yeah, very, very true. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, the scaling on Quarantine Recovery Group side is not bad at all. I mean, Anivia, very good in late game. Caitlyn as well. Darius is the what I like to call Exodia champ. You get 5 bleeds and then you just start ulting things. So Exodia champ right there. So in the late game, he will be pretty useful. In the early game, however, is really where he's going to try to thrive against the Shen. See if he can play a lot more aggressively again. Similar story to how that Fiora versus Lulu, seeing Darius versus Shen. I imagine it's going to be or at least trying to be a similar setup here. Shen does have a little bit upper advantage because he has that Twilight Refuge. As long as he uses that right and blocks a lot of these auto attacks, he can play this really well. And yeah, we'll just have to see loading into game here. Hope you guys like my background. I like it a lot. Uh,
I never saw it coming.
ah, get out of here. I can cast it. I can cast this alone. But yeah, looking over at all the runes, they're all pretty straightforward. All things that you would pretty much expect here. The arcing comment electrocutes. Let's see, yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary. Kane takes Dark Harvest because that's if he's trying to decide if he wants to go red or blue. I mean, both of them benefit very well. I already forgot where my fingers are. Here they are, and all set up. I'll tell you whenever my game has started.
Okay, got mine up currently.
It's
Not.
up
Oh,
now.
yep.
All right, I'm at 5 seconds.
Just got to 5. Now 7. So.
Okay, yeah,
Good, good, good.
we're like just right next to each other, so we're good enough. Now looking like we're possibly going to see another 5 stack because we're looking at all these pings here. But let's go ahead and introduce the teams. You already know who they are, but doesn't hurt to do so while we're waiting for this 5 stack. On the blue side, we have Quarantine Recovery Group this time. Walk on the top lane playing Darius, Chrono Baker, and again on the Graves, walking that victorious Graves. Now we're seeing Shafty in the mid lane with the Anivia, and then in
Uh,
our bot lane we have True Magic and True Fury playing Caitlyn
oh,
and Thresh. Oh, Flash is coming out early.
yeah, that is a great thing to get for True Fury. Absolutely beautiful that he gets out Karasuda's flash. If like that immediately puts so much pressure onto the bot lane. Now that Karasuda is going to be even in more danger than he should be normally.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to probably thinking, yeah, we're going to let them have level 2. We're just going to let this push under our tower, wait for our jungler to maybe make some ganks happen, but we're not going to be aiming for anything just yet, at least.
Yeah, really, everything is just going to be slightly, well, I say it's going to be normal and calm, but it's just going to be normal teams
Ish. Yeah.
currently. Yeah, normal-ish teams
Yeah,
stuff.
we're just going to be thanks to Red Cam for showing us Caitlyn's little dance right there. And
Ah, love it.
Midnight Slush, she's saying rip wards. So not exactly sure what he's referring to, but I
Uh,
do see that there's 4 wards down on Return of Mills. That's why I can't find out where they are.
uh,
I mean, I only see
so
one.
there were wards put down, and both sides ended up getting them. So and immediately,
Oh no. Yeah, here comes the gank here. A little bit of freeze frame right there, but doesn't matter. We know what's going to happen here. I've seen this movie. True Fury takes the first blood. Unfortunately, he takes the first blood, but still. Gold is going to be in favor of Quarantine Recovery Group in this early game.
yeah, I honestly I don't really know why Karasuda's that far ahead when you don't have your flash. True Fury can just step up like that, especially when they are starting on that red side. So now, not only is Karasuda going to be behind, but now True Magic is going to be even more far ahead. Which now the Caitlyn is going to be terrifying. The Senna clan currently is not going to be remotely close to as strong as what you want it to be. So unfortunate, unfortunate.
Yep, a little damper in the plans here, but it's just fine. Good job, True Fury, to recognize that's like, hey, he doesn't have his flash. Why he's so far forward? And pick up that kill on him. Now, we're just going to be playing a lot more passively, actually.
Ooh.
But True Fury taking a tower shot, getting real low, but thanks to his aftershock, he's going to not take a million damage from that tower.
Yeah, and also Karasuda just decided to not try and hop onto that, and we see that Chrono Baker is wanting to try and make something happen in this mid lane. He was hovering around it for a little bit before moving downward. While Aikano just says, "Well, he's not up here, so I can just go ahead and I just take my blue side and my red side. I can also, or my red side, and then move down to his blue side. But I can take the scuttle here and then try and make something happen as well. But they are going to spot him out on the ward, so they'll be
Yeah,
fine."
could potentially look to do some counter jungling here. It looks like that's exactly what Chrono Baker is going to do. Look to take this red, or blue buff, I should say. And yeah, this is a pretty rough bot lane to be in because you're starting off initially behind here. Is a little bit a feels bad whenever this happens, but you can't just doing what the best you can do. We saw early in the game, we saw Lipo Sunshine Lane giving up a lot of his minions early because Waka just has that level 1, level 2 power that Shen really just cannot compete with. So
Yeah, and the best, or I guess the worst part for it, is that this is a split map. And we do see Chrono Baker is gonna just take a visit to the mid lane, just
yeah,
get some damage out, proc the phase rush, and head out.
yeah,
But Aikado is there as well, so if there was any more to happen, he could have been there just to get some more of his form ready.
yep, definitely so, definitely so. A lot of mana is gone. Actually, almost every bit of mana possibly the mid laners could have is gone.
So yeah,
Only having their natural regen of it. So both of them should be looking for a reset somewhat soon here, so they can go ahead get their bats to get some mana more. and looking to build that lost chapter. I'm imagining first the tier obviously from Shafty, so you can go ahead and look for that tier rod combo, and then Etzgray's probably looking to grab a Ludens whenever he can. Still pushing out that mid lane, however, so he might get punished for this, but now it looks like Lipo such lane, however, is going to be the one punished as well. Get big chunks out here.
Oh yeah, and this is what you expect into a Darius lane. And really, Lava Section lane, he's just forced to play this lane very very carefully. Karasuda already knows that he has to play as carefully as possible, especially since both mid laners TPs are down, and Lava Section lane, he does hit the level 6. So if any fight does break out, he can always use his ultimate, get down, and then say, "All right, I gotta go back up. I'll just teleport out of here. Later, guys. Later, B."
Yep. Now, not seeing too much here. Looks like Chrono Baker, once again, trying for this early dragon. Let's see if he can beat this 1v1 this time. While Aikado's also in the bot lane, looking to try to make something happen here. Gets the smite off, and the ulti from Shen early, so they can try to make something happen. They're really forcing in something here. Now, looks like True Magic is going to get, insanely low and killed by Aikado. But Aikado lives on a sliver of HP. The tower doesn't do enough damage. Buff towers, or nerf towers, one of the two.
Yeah, and again, it's just Chrono Baker not there. Chrono Baker just stays on the dragon the entirety of the time. So X-Gray just comes down, spots him out, and Graves is forced to flash. He's low on health once again. So now he surrenders the dragon. Your Caitlyn loses her life even after using as much as he could. True Fury trying to make something happen by saving the life, but instead, Aikado just flashes up, gets the simple auto, and is able to leave alive. And so now they don't lose. Like, Return to Mystics, they gain everything, and on the other side, you lose practically everything at this point.
Yeah. Looks like Return to Mystics has, found a little better footing for themselves now. Lipo such a lane used TP so he doesn't lose out on too many minions, but oh no, Waka is looking for blood. He is level 6, he's looking for the ulti. While Lipo such a lane has that refuge in order to protect himself. And now, the tower! The tower is the best player in the game! But it looks like the fleet is also pretty good here as well. Going to go ahead and pick up the kill for himself with that lead for Waka.
Yeah, that was really well played by Liposuction there. He's able to get the return kill. So now, well, yes, he does die here, and he does lose, or he doesn't have as much CS. That assist and that kill is going to assist him out so much during this lane. And we already see he has a tab eye, so he's respecting the living hell out of this Darius.
Yeah, only way he can respect it a little bit more if he's picked up a Bramble Vest next, but I'm imagining he's going to go for a Bambi Cinder first, just so he has a little bit of damage under his belt as well. Provide a little something extra for his team. But eventually he will look to get a Bramble Vest, because we are seeing 1, 2, 3 auto attackers on the enemy side of Quarantine Recovery with those 2 ADC, or I'd say ADCs, 2 marksmans, both in the jungle and the ADC role, and then you have Waka, who loves auto attacking as well.
Yeah, and honestly, this was the start of it was a little bad. Return to Mystics is playing it out really well. Darius is gonna have the ulti back up very soon, so he knows he can take these trades, get as much damage out on the Lipo lane as possible. And well, X-Trays, you're walking towards the wrong tower, my guy.
No, he's walking towards the right tower, I promise. Because we're seeing that Aikado is actually in the area as well. He's looking to rock in a hard place right now. He doesn't have flash available, but now Aikado is here trying to make something happen. The bird passive is proc. The Ignivia is here, and Karasuda picks up the kill. He says, thank you very much for that leash on the bird, and picks up that one for himself.
Yeah, this was really scary at first, and then, here comes Aikado, well, was watching the Down One Gaming or the World's Finals. There was the Ring the Barrel. This is just ring Aikado at any point in time, and he'll be there in a flash. He's always there and up. Waka doing stuff, but
Yep.
it's just greatly played. They get Ignivia down. Karasuda says, "I will gladly take the kill. Thank you very much." Uses the Dawning Shadow, able to pick up that kill, and now they're able to just trade this really well.
Yeah, now in the bot lane, they're looking for a fight here. They got the exhaust over onto True Magic. The Shen ulti has been used. Oh no, True Magic, you're on the wrong side of the wall. There is no actual wall, but you're on the wrong side of the lane, I suppose. Because Life of Such Lane is here at 4-man bot. Don't you just love playing ADCs?
Yeah, and really, this is what you want to see from Lipo Session Lane. Every time that ultimate is up, they say, hey, let's go. We're doing it. We're doing it right here, right now. We're doing it live.
Huh? They're just like, follow me, cameraman, and the cameraman was indeed following. They're going to go ahead, look for these turret platings. While Chrono Baker might have stepped up too far. Ikato is looking for blood. He wants his form. He's like, give me these orbs. Give me these orbs, boy. And there we go. Picks up the kill there, and a soul for Karisuda.
Yeah, and now, Karasuda, who was not too... Oh, well, Karasuda actually does have to be a little more careful here, as now
No.
the mana is back. Ikato does pay the revisit, says, hey, stop chasing after my mans.
Yeah, discouraging any further chase there. It was unfortunate because Black Salt decided to path upwards while Karisuda pathed back towards tower. Splitting them off means that Black Salt did not have his eat available. I don't know what it's called. Oh, outplayed. Simply just outplayed. He got range. It's too easy. Edscraze definitely picks up a good kill there in recognizing how much damage he does because it was down to the last orb in order to pick up that kill. So really good on him. Managed to pick up a lead a little bit for himself.
The name of the ultimate is Unleashed Power, which perfectly describes what just happened. That was all the power that he had. He just said, you know what? My bad. Here, let me just show you the real might of Syndra. And, well, that's what happens. Power unleashed.
Dragon is spawning up here. It's going to be Cloud Drake. Before we go ahead and see what Drake actually is going to be this game, let's go ahead and play my favorite game. I don't know what my actual record is, but I have about a 34% and guess rate. Let's go ahead and say it's another Infernal Drake this game. TP is coming in from someone. I can't remember who was Shafty. Now, Chrono Baker is going extremely low here. Heal is used, but Ikato with the Tiamat managed to get that last proc off. True Magic is in the bush trying to get as many headshots as he possibly can, but he's just going to get out DPS. Ikato actually opted in for the blue Kayn, so he's just on top of that Caitlyn. He is not having a fun game this time. Now, Shafty put a wall between himself and the Toad, but it doesn't matter because everyone else can shoot around the wall.
Yep, and this is the power of this team. Return of the middle stick were able to just pick off Chrono Baker, and they were really split up. For some reason, the coordinating recovery group didn't know whether to take the fight onto the main three or to take the fight onto the Syndra. Instead, it's a split up division between them. Chrono Baker then gets picked out by Karasuda, who used the where is it at? The last embrace. There we go. Uses the last embrace, gets him the flash used, and he still falls, even with the heal from True Magic. True Magic then tries to make something happen. He's kind of stuck between the assassin and the rest of the team. He then falls shortly after, which everything just goes down from there. Shafty just loses all his health there, and this team is playing really powerful now.
Yep, Shafty just got simply outplayed once again. Outplay button is down for now, so we don't have to worry about that. But he is going to have to recall. He has bird form, but I don't think he wants to try playing around with a Syndra nearby when he's in egg form. So just going to go ahead, take the recall, lose some turret platings, and that was a pretty good fight from for Return to Middle Six sides. They're a lot stronger. They're 4K gold ahead. We have Ikato, as I said, in the middle of the fight. I don't know if you caught it. Is going to opt in for this blue Kayn. Looking to really get a good assassinates off of Chrono Baker, Shafty, and some of these squishy. Speaking of assassinates, looks like True Fury found himself on the wrong side of the rift, and now he's just going to go in on Lapo Such Lane. Says, I hate top lane. Going to go ahead, get away from this island, and made himself in mid lane. Looking to try to make something happen, while Ikato finds himself another target, and it's True Magic. True Magic is now down, once again, to Ikato, and this is the life of an ADC 0-4.
Yeah, and while they do surrender a lot to Waka once again, they're kind of just saying, we're fine with this. We're getting as much pressure and as much of our carries fed as possible. And really, this is... Oh my god!
Oh no, the outplay button again!
Unleashed power. I mean, we hear it from Syndra all the time. So much untapped power. Yeah, X-Rays is tapping into this power as much as possible. He's just one-shotting everyone in True Fury. Once again, say hello to the gray screen, will you, buddy? And
I guess he's also still on the wrong side of the rift here, even though he's in his own team's jungle. He's on the wrong side of the rift, it appears.
yeah, and Blackstone is just gonna happily take this, and now they're gonna get Agnivia gone too.
Oh,
X-Rays is unstoppable. Black Soul is being a menace on the Kench, who shall not be benched.
he cannot bench the Kench. He is.
Ooh.
Oh no, it looks like Waka's looking for blood over on Edsgraves. Edsgraves misses the push, or scattered the weak. He is not weak. Looks like Waka goes ahead, gets the dunk down.
Yeah, and Waka, that was great by him. He makes sure he gets the kill onto Syndra. That's a lot of money going into the pockets of him as well. This should be the Herald here. However, well, yeah, Herald now is pretty nice still. With the amount of towers that are already down for them, I'm pretty sure Return of Mystic is happy to just give up all of this, and Level Sigil Lane does have to be a little careful here. And True Fury, again, just getting caught out.
Looks like Aikado once again found someone on the wrong side of the rift. Karisuda picking up the kill, saying thank you very much. And now everyone else is on the run. Looks like Light Suction Lane actually opted in to pick up the Titanic Hydra, which is still a good pickup because then you can do a very fast combo for your Q in laning phase. But now we're moving into less laning, more into actual mid to late game, or actually, sorry, early to mid game, where we're picking up 1 to 3 items here, or
Ooh.
anywhere between those two. Now Lipo Such a Lane looking to square up on True Magic, saying now you're also on the wrong side of the rift.
Yeah, and well, Light Suction Lane was very close. He does just barely miss out on the taunt. Karasuda, oh, the last
Oh
embrace
no.
is massive there.
Oh no, the grabby hands gets the 2, and now we're looking to go on to Chrono Baker. Oh, Aikado goes out like he is a menace, while it looks like Waka is making himself a menace in the bot lane. Oh, he gets really low here. The Lipo Such a Lane goes ahead and uses the E in order to get in there a little deeper, but Edscraze flashes in, throws the little, I think it was a ball. It was either a ball or a minion, and it picks up the kill over on Waka.
Yep, he's just happily gonna do that. And again, Aikado is just a menace on this case. 7-0-4. This is a terrifying Kane here. Especially since you can see he's hovering around. They're going in for this now.
Oh, they're looking for a fight. The tower is literally one hit. You can sneeze on it. You can Corona season on that tower and it will go down. It looks like True Fury and True Magic going down together like the duo they are. While Aikado looking for yet another kill onto Shafty this time. Shafty does fall, and this is looking quite the stomp as, let's see, Matsuro5 in the chat says this is illegal gameplay here, and I am inclined to agree. This is very demoralizing what Return of Milstis has here. They are all strong. I'm including the Kench. They are all strong.
Yeah, and my god, this... You want to talk about, like, having a terrible start and then just taking over from there? Well, this is that. This is literally them getting smacked up at first and, well,
Oh, Karisuda just railguns down Graves over there. We see True Magic trying his best to do a little bit of damage, but he's still only at 1 item. I feel like between his 3 deaths, he only had enough time to play the game enough to get 1 dagger so far, which
there
is
is a
very unfortunate.
surrender. There is a
Ah,
surrender on. They know that it's just better to go next, so they do just say, all right, good game, GG's. You guys are just way too strong currently, and none of our champions have hit these power points, so they just decide, let's go to the next game, make it the best game of our lives with this last one.
yeah, this is going to be the last game here. Let's go ahead and look at the damage charts here. Seeing Aikado, oh, so much damage. And while we're going to be waiting for the teams to make the lobby, Lipo didn't do much damage, but still a lot of utility for the team. So before we get into the last game here, we're going to take a quick break for both teams and for the casters ourselves. We're going to get some water. I have a puppy I need to tend to real quick. So we'll be right back. Hope you enjoy the music, and let's see the end of this great game over here. So we'll be right back.
See y'all soon.
but unafraid, swept away on this sea of change. Thoughts ricochet, waves engulf my past mistake. Lost, but unafraid, swept away on this.
And hey, we're back again. This time we have Quarantine Recovery Group still on the blue side, but a win from Return to Military side as well. So now we're evening it up back to 1-1. We saw Aikado pull out the pocket pick of the cane that was disgusting. I'm terrified. I play a lot of Xerath and ADCs, and boy, I am. Oh, oh, that was terrifying. And then S-Craze doing a bunch of damage to Syndra, Lipo lane being there for his team. He had the utility. He was there when they needed him. On call, he was there. He used the ulti, and he really helped snowball the leads a little bit. Carry Suda doing as he does, and railguns any kills he sees in the distance. But now moving on to game 3, where it really matters. We're going to see who will be moving over to the finals.
Yeah, and immediately you see the Kane ban after the Kalista ban, so they know now that this is not someone to be trifled with. Aikado, if given the champion that he believes is needed or that he wants, he will happily take over a game and will happily end it on his own, along with X-Ray too, which is popping left and right with that Syndra.
Yeah, and Blitzcrank still banned away because we don't like Blitzcrank. All my homies hate Blitzcrank unless I'm playing Blitzcrank. Or not, I'm playing Blitzcrank unless my homies is playing Blitzcrank. I guess all my homies doesn't hate Blitzcrank, but we hate seeing a Blitzcrank on the enemy team. Malzahar gonna be picked up here. Also still a menace. Shafty maybe being able to pull out even better with playing Malzahar. Rather than the Nivea game here. Doesn't want to let Syndra get those leads that we saw earlier. And Leposich lane hovering over to Shen again. It was a really good pick. He lost lane, but didn't matter because his whole team was fed, and eventually he even himself had a bounty on his head.
Yeah, and we do see it is going to be the Shen here once again. So very nice pick here. I do like it, and obviously Shafty's just going to be forced to kind of just play as carefully as possible. Well, yeah, he does have the small spell shield. It's still a well, if Syndra is picked, it's still not exactly what USA is worth. Instead, they do just go ahead and lock in the support here.
Yeah, Icado. It could be mid lane Morgana. I haven't seen X-Craze play mid lane Morgana, but it's still a possibility to see a mid lane Morgana rather than a support one. I would like to see a support Morgana, however, against Malzahar, I feel like Morgana does not do enough unless you're going to go with the glacial build where you can proc his spell shield very easily with your auto attacks alone, or just using your whatever you have. But it looks like Chrono Big or Waka is going to be having the Trendemir and the top lane, another one of these strong top lane carries, but we're not sure if Trendemir is going to be enough in order to deal with a Shen, who can play very passively, especially with that Spirit Refuge to block a lot of damage. It looks like Thresh is going to be picked up, and the X-Craze is hovering over the Shamira, which could also be flexing in the mid or just stay bot lane. But nope, they're just going to go ahead, pick up the Senna here, just going to tease us with the Shamira pickup. So unfortunately, not going to see that.
Yeah, and while Morgana and Samira would have been a very nasty combo to have tried to deal with in that bot lane, they just decide, let's go with a safer bot here, especially since Tryndamere, well, I would like to see Waka take teleport if he does have Tryndamere just to match liposuction in case of anything happening in the bot lane, but who knows? Tryndamere is always just going to be very scary to try and fight, very scary to deal with, especially with that Undying. But now they do leave the ADCs, which immediately for Tournament 6 do target some of the main ADCs that True Magic has played.
Yeah, while Quarantine Recovery Group is going to go ahead and aiming towards some of these junglers since they did not have or do not currently have a pick for Aikado's jungler yet. Unless it's actually going to be River Shen, going to pull a fast one on them, or even faster one, Morgana jungle.
Ooh.
That's that's a hot take right there. But for now, just going to be banning away 3 ADCs for or on return up the middle sticks. I'm having a stroke. Not actually, but yeah, on return mid six side, they're going to go ahead ban away 3 ADCs away from True Magic, and looks like the Kindred is also going to be banned away. So that's 4 junglers banned away on core team recovery groups so that they can take it away from Akado. Looks like it's going to be first pick over onto the red side this time, so let's see what they're going to go ahead in this second round of picks. They do need a mid laner and a jungler. Going to pick up the Graves here. Really good pickup. Take that away from core team recovery groups and put it on Akado.
Yeah, and really, it's just them saying, hey, if you're target banning Aikado, he'll just target ban you or target take your pick, but instead they also just take the Nocturne here, which is a very spicy pick. They are very aggressive with these picks here, I have to say.
Yeah, if they had a Shen on their team, I would say this is a dive comp because we have Thresh to go in with his hooks, we have Nothin to go in, we have Trademir who always loves going in. Malzahar can walk right behind him because he doesn't want to go in as much, but if his team makes him. And then we're gonna have the Vayne pick up. Very spicy picks. Nice to see, but we're still waiting for the mid lane pick here at Craze. What are you going to play? We have 15 seconds to pick up here. I would like to see. Actually, you can really go anything because we have a little bit AP, we have a little bit AD, but Corky pick up here for looking for that carry. That's crazy. Picking up the Corky here. A lot of magic damage on their team, a lot of AD damage along with Senna and Graves, so it's looking pretty good. Uh, while on the other side for Core Team we're seeing a lot of strong dives. Like if they can take control of these fights and dive right into everything, they are very set. I mean, Tranimir, great dive person. Nazir can get in there really hard. Malzar lots them down under tower. Vayne continues to lock down CC with the condemn if they hit the tower or the wall nearby, and then Thresh going in there as well with the hooks, the bots, the flay, everything, and also even pulling in Malzahar so you can get that ulti in faster. There's a lot of ways for a really strong dive comp from Quarantine Recovery Group's side.
Yeah, and well, I do like how aggressive they are with these picks. The Nocturne, Malzahar, obviously Thresh as well. This Morgana is going to be there to stop a lot of it with that Black Shield. So I do like it. However, there's also the downside that, yeah, you target the wrong person and Morgana's already shielding them, then more than likely the trade is not going to be in your favor, especially since Black Salt will be that person to just go in, use his ultimate, and just try and bind up anyone caught out.
Yeah, it is. I do like the Morgana pickup here. It only took a couple games first before they go ahead and decide, they're always picking the hooker. Why don't we pick an anti hooker? So going to pick up the Morgana to stop a lot of these hooks engages that they have, and having Vayne in the bottom lane means that there isn't many ways to stop this engage. Thresh has a little bit AP, but it's not going to be enough to break the Black Shield at least on its own. Probably two abilities is what they need. Maybe a flay and then like the auto flay, use the actual flay, and then a hook maybe, or reverse any of that order so then they can go ahead and get some CC down over onto them. But regardless of the fact, it looks like this bot lane is going to be. I feel like Return to Moose has a better bot lane just because of the Morgana pickup and then this Senna scaling. But then again, you can't knock on Vayne scaling as well.
Yeah, and no matter what, both teams have really nice scaling. Tryndamere, as I said, I want to see him take the teleport. I understand if he does take Ghost, which is I think that's the normal pick that people take on him. But I would like to see the teleport just to try and match liposuction. Because we saw what happened last time. Darius stayed in the top lane, and well, yes, you had free range to almost everything. Just because your bot lane was so far behind because of this shed, you guys were basically just losing everything. So I do want to see if he'll take the teleport just to try and match. Now maybe that's why they took Nocturne, just so if anything does happen, he can just immediately jump in, blind everyone with that
Mhm.
darkness. But I do not know how it will play out. I do want to see maybe some kind of match to liposuction using that ult.
Yeah, it would be really good to see if they are able to match up really well. Then we're looking over into jungle side. We're seeing Graves is going to be the slightly better early game jungler just because he has that innate armor, he has all this good damage coming out, and he has the smoke screen for a little bit of the CC. While Northern relies a lot more on his ulti for getting ganks down, and then for skirmishing, he deals okay with. But I'm not sure how well he'll deal with Graves, who can just dash out of his fear and all that. So I feel like Aikado has a little bit of advantage on for the early game jungling, but once we hit 6, it's going to be quite terrifying to see the Nocturne really ult literally anywhere into the map if they don't have vision of him prior. And on the bright side, Chrono Baker no longer on the Graves means he probably won't go for a level 4 dragon anymore.
I don't know. I think Chronomaker likes to try and get these early dragons, but he does have to be a little more wary, especially because, as you said, the Graves is going to be having a lot of pressure around, and if if liposuction does hit level 6, then Amelia is going to be terrified. Just got into game,
Yeah, I'm
so
still waiting for it to load up, or at least start, I should say. Let me get that. Then I just started. I'm at 2 seconds. 3, 4,
I
5,
am at 7 right
6,
now.
7. I just hit 7. Now
Okay.
10.
All right, we're
All right.
good.
All right, cool. Now let's go ahead and introduce your teams. You want to go ahead and start with the blue side?
Sure. So on the blue side, we do have the core to recovery group. Whoa, that was weird.
Oh,
Waka is going to be playing this Tryndamere in the top lane. We do have Chrono Baker 6 as the Nocturne in the jungle, Shafty on the Malzahar, just like in game 1, and True Magic and True Fury as the Vayne Thresh bot lane.
and to finish up this great series here at the great semifinals between Return to the and Quarantine Recovery Group, we have Return to the Middle Six on the red side, Liposuction lane in the top lane playing that Pandit Shen we saw in game 2, which really worked really well. Icano on insert early game jungler here, Graves in the jungle. It's Craze on Porky here to look for some of this late game scaling. And for our bot lane, we have Carry Suda and Black Salt running the Senna Morgana bot lane.
Yep, and really, it's going to be quite standard. Think the monster is actually starting to take effect on me. Because man, my words sounded so slurred, and oh,
All right, we're getting to a pause. Looks like it's time for yet another potty break or something. That's what they were saying in Champ Select earlier, or not Champ Select, but the lobby earlier. So let's just go ahead. We already exhausted a lot of talking issues, but let's go ahead and seeing jungle patterns right now. We're seeing Iconic going to start on his top side. I'm imagining he's actually going to go from Reds to probably Wolves, Gromp, blue buff bot lane because he wants to try and make something happen bot or mid lane. He wants to try to, clear a couple camps, get his camp already. We might see some vertical jungling, but I really doubt that Nocturne is really apt to look for any vertical jungling, at least because if he is wrong on the vertical jungling side,
yeah.
he
From
beats
what I'm seeing,
Icano.
it's Shafty having some, or I think it was Shafty here having some issues. Not 100% sure. It was either X-Rays or Shafty, but they said it was mid troubles. That is the reason for the pause. So we'll keep you guys updated whenever it gets resolved. But as I said, that is what I am expecting as well. However, I expect for more exciting things to happen. I think they might try and force a flash out from Karasuda early on. Nocturne is starting in the bot lane, so they could try and have True Fury get a hook here, and more than likely he'll hit the level 2, as Nocturne is just going to go ahead and start it as well, or start up the red buff on his own. So I imagine they're going to hit level 2. Chrono Baker will probably pay a visit. If I'm him, I'll try to pay a visit. But
Yeah, and
that is what I'm saying.
as I still can pronounce your name, so I'm just gonna call you live. Says in the chat, wouldn't it be a proper game if we didn't have a pause? And that is very true. Forcing the casters trying to look for something to talk about. Speaking of talking about, let's just go ahead and try to transition from that segment, talking portion to something else. You got anything?
I guess one of the main things I want to talk about is just how the last game resembled. Now, I'm not saying that this is how the teams are, just making sure that is pointed out. I'm just saying that the last game really resembled the Damwon Gaming and Suning Game 4. Because, I mean, Aikata was a menace everywhere. And just like in that game, Canyon was a menace everywhere on the map. So, I'm just saying that there is a lot of momentum being ridden by the side of Return of the Middle Six. And whenever there's momentum like that, you already know that these teams are really going to be chasing after them. So I'm super concerned to see just how the mental is after that game 2, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Nope. Looks like
not
there is
sure.
ours being put into the chat.
So we might
So
get unpaused hopefully soon here. Well, it looks like again probably going to go with our game plan we were talking about. Probably some variations because I don't jungle enough to really know about proper planning. So maybe Aikado is even just going to go ahead skip wolves, go straight to Grump into blue buff and then bot lane, or even just buff to bot lane. Well, I imagine he gets a little more EXP first so he can hit his level 3 and then go for a gank bot lane and or mid lane. Probably bot lane Skullcrab as well, while Nocturne has the opportunity to go for bot lane if True Fury can really get that level 2 first and then land some hooks. But we can also just see Chrono Breaker go ahead and look for something top lane and try to use the weak side Chen.
yeah, and immediately we're starting to see just how diverse this is. They are going to spot out Aikado, who's heading towards this blue, and immediately we see that Shafty's going to spot him out, and now they have the conversion onto him, but it's going to be Chrono Baker forcing the flash out from Aikado.
Yeah, you will need to force out that flash because it's a little scary to get feared by that Nocturne. It is a lot of damage, especially because he has that lethal tempo, so he can just whack on you forever. So go ahead, give that respect flash. Unfortunately, he did not back off after seeing that ward. So, after clearing off that ward, he did not respect it, and he was like, who else is gonna come? Shafty, Chrono Breaker. Those are the two people who can exactly come. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very gutsy move by him to try and continue with that pursuit, especially since we did see that Shafty was moving down. I don't know exactly what the plan there was. Once he got caught, I would have just backed away if I was in Aikado's shoes, but who knows? Maybe the momentum from last game is still on him. Maybe he's riding that adrenaline high currently.
Maybe, but wow, Lipo Such a Lane doing a great job with a
Oh.
lot of these trades. Look at that, short, nice trades. It's definitely what you want to do. Ignite goes down from Waka. He is going to go ahead back off a little bit here, but he's just going to go fall to the spin move. Beybladed for first blood. Waka gets that.
Yep, and don't know if you heard it. However, I was paying very close attention, and I heard very closely from Trinamir, just let it rip. And he went on. The flashes are burnt, the ignite was used, but now it's gonna be Waka with the Trinamir now having a really nice lead.
Yeah, and I'm imagining this is going to be another Ninja Tabbies sort of game here, which, if anyone knows about the Season 11, Season 11 changes, they're getting rid of Ninja Tabbies, they're now called Plated Steel Boots, or Plated Steel Treads, something like that along the lines. I don't like the name, but it also makes more sense than Ninja Tabbies, because why do ninjas like being punched for less damage?
That
You
is
know?
a very good question. Don't know if you noticed, but Aikado's in the bot lane, is in
Yeah.
the bot jungle. So they have to be very careful. When Morgana gets his binding here, it's gonna be CC Central, Blinded Central, and more than likely Flashes Burnt.
Yeah, we do see Black Salt is pushing forward a little bit. He is looking, trying to make something happen, while Aikado just goes ahead, takes these free Krugs, because Nocturne went ahead and got a reset, and didn't really get that big of a reset either. He only got his jungle item, refilled his pots, and then picked up 2 control wards. So it's not like he came back that much stronger if they do meet up in the jungle to fight.
Yeah, and we just see just normal lanes, left and right, Bible section lane and Waka. You're just gonna be doing their own fighting at the top lane because that's top lane.
Ooh, that was a good spell shield over by Black Salt, but oh no, it looks like Chrono Baker is here for a gank. Lantern does help assist them into the rest of his. Chrono Baker does go ahead and get his Lethal Temple and the Fear off, but that is not going to be enough. Flashes are burned on both sides, or not both sides, but both champions in the bot lane for returning middle 6, but they do get out alive here, and honestly, on top of it, if you don't look at the summoner spells, because they did trade out 3 for 2, actually 3 for 3 if you count Chrono Baker's flash, so I guess it is kind of worth.
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot out from the jungle and from the support. It was a very nice play there and everything, but Black Salt and Karisuda were able to get away, and the heal wasn't even used. So if they do think about a regank, more than likely that heal can be used. They'll be able to get off scot-free, and they'll be happy with it.
Yeah, Lipo such a lane. Still dealing with the Tryndamere top lane. He is at a slight disadvantage because, yep, just going to go ahead and dance on him. He is at a slight disadvantage because he has 2 long swords versus the 1 cloth armor that Lipo such a lane has. So until he gets these ninja tabbies, it is going to be a little bit of a rough lane unless he can get a full combo of the EQW, so to block a lot of this. And yeah, there you go. That's exactly EQW. Get a good damage off thanks to the turret plating. So evening out a little bit and forcing Waka to use his pots to stay topped off in this lane.
Yeah, and you can see that Chronobigger was thinking about doing another gank there. Instead, they do go ahead and just say, hey, we can go ahead, take this dragon here, and finally, Chrono, you will have assistance with this one.
So Chrono didn't stop doing the level 4 dragon, but now he has help with the level 4 dragon. This is
upgrades.
This is truly character development in its finest.
Yeah, and we already see that Aikado is hovering around this top side. So it looks like he was wanting to maybe get the ulti out from Waka, but instead Waka is going to play it a little carefully, knows that his jungler is bot side, so has to respect the chances of a gank happening.
Yep, and respect that he will, because there are also a minion wave pushing into him, so if he did die here, that's a lot of minions who would be missing out normally. So just going to go ahead, let the wave crash, let it reset, and speaking of reset, Lipo such a lane is going to go ahead and reset, probably grabbing the ninja tabbies as soon as he can, maybe even a bramble vest if he can afford it, looking to actually build that next. So really nice to grab here. Karisuda just doing some damage. Nothing really grab for the teens because the dragon was already slain by core 2 recovery group. I don't remember if I was. Oh no, I don't. You know, I don't think we had enough time. No, it was a boundary, so I was wrong anyway. So Black Salt gets hit by everything there. True Magic going to have to burn the cleanse. True Fury, however, is getting slowed down by Karisuda because of that glacial augment. Is still going down. They're continuing the pursuit. Black Shield does come out, but oh no, there's a TP. Karisuda, you're on the wrong side of that TP, and you better run. And surprise, there's a Graves in this bush with a Shen ulti, and looks like Black Salt took the bad end of that, while Lipo such a lane goes ahead and picks the kill over itself. Shafty now in the bot lane, he realizing this is not my bot lane, and got clapped by Karisuda, Aikado, and Lipo such a lane right there. Really unfortunate engaged, you know, saw it was looking good, TP coming in, so they could try to make something happen. They killed Black Salt, but then you had Aikado coming out of the bush saying, surprise, this is our bot lane, and managed to take a lot of kills.
Yeah, the Stand United coming out to help out his his ADC, and Shafty flashed ulti's Black Soul. While that is a very nice move, immediately once you did that, you kind of just surrendered your death over, and then your ADC ends up dying too. So now, as I said, it is very nice to get the kill. The Senna is now 0-0-3, which any kind of lead for the Senna is very appreciated. And Tryndamere, well, Tryndamere is always just going to be winning the top lane. So for him to just use Stand United, always help out other lanes, always great.
Always great indeed, because he is a weak side top laner, but with all those assists and that one kill he got, he managed to afford a Bramble Vest for himself, as well as Control Word, so his laning phase is looking a lot brighter, I gotta say.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. He's going to be able to hold out a lot more. The perfectly timed stopwatch is on for Black Soul, so he can always go in now and, you know, use the stopwatch to keep himself protected.
Yeah,
and
using those soul shackles to really keep him up. But
yeah,
for now, possibly getting in the top lane, but nothing to really look for. I'm sure like Lipo such a lane is very, very safe as he is because of all the items he built. Look at that chunk with the Grassy and dying. Aikado can just go ahead, take your reset. You don't need to worry about me anymore.
Yeah, but look at this bot side. They have 4 men down here and they want to go in so badly, but they can't. So they're just having the Nocturne and Malzahar just sticking around, looking for any kind of pick, and there it is.
Yeah, there is the pick, but the Black Shield will come out, so it's going to protect him away from the fear. Blacksaw is in the thick of it, goes ahead, gets the Soul Shackles on a couple of people, but oh no, you didn't pay your taxes. So looks like there is no kill going to be given just yet, but Aikado coming in right at the right moment, throws out that lateral damage, pick up the kill on the Thresh, and now Chrono Baker is the next target. You're going to have to force the flash out of here while Life Such in lane uses his real TP in order to get down in the bot lane. Coming back for the repeat. And what a beautiful turnaround for them.
Yeah, and again, you want to talk about perfect timing? Aikado is always around. He knows where they're at every single time. This is beautiful. And now Shafty's stuck, and more than likely he's gonna fall.
Yeah, there he goes. He's stuck between a shotgun and a wall, and he did not want to be standing there. So he falls. Liposuch lane comes back to lane, finds out that most of his turret lanes are gone, but it doesn't matter. His team's doing pretty good. Aikado's at 4-0, while it looks like Edscraze has a bounty from Pure Farm. What?
Oof. And just saying, if you are Shafty returning back to the lane, you're probably wondering like, hey, I didn't feed him. Why do they already have a built Manamune? Where's my items, man? Where is it?
Yeah, so this is not looking the best. You know, Shafty did try to look for a lot of these plays. Life was such a late, now getting pursued by Chrono Baker, but honestly, I feel like he could just win that fight. Now Aikado in the bot lane's like, welcome back. And they're just gonna go take him back to the Great Screen. I was trying to think of something witty, but I could not think of it before they already died. So there he goes. They back to Great Screen, and now Dragon is on the objective board. I do want to point out, last game I was wrong about the Dragon, so my guess rate is going to go down. I'm going to say another Ocean Drake this time. Hopefully I'll be right and my record will go up, but unlikely. It went up.
Hey, nice. I do want to say though, they do get a lot out just because Life Section Lane is, you know, Life Section Lane stuck in his own lane here. They're gonna be able to pick up that kill pretty easily. Immediately the assist pings come out as they do not want this hero to get another push.
Ooh. Yeah. Hero does go down here. Life Section Lane almost played that top lane counter dive pretty well, but unfortunately did not play that well. Now Chrono Baker finds himself, he's like, alright, this is unfortunate. And now Edscraze is on the board.
I mean, this is whew. Yeah, the Nocturne pick, well, it was very nice, is not working out currently in how Quarantine Recovery Group would have liked it. He is 0-1-1, and Aikado, as much as I hate to say this, he's starting to look more and more like Canyon from that game 4. This is terrifying.
Yeah, he is doing a great job. His rotations are on point. He's being there with the team. He's capitalizing on these, on whatever opportunities are appearing in front of him. So, really well job. I want to say Aikado, great jungler. I'm pretty sure he's even, was he, feel like, 1 second. I want to check something real quick, but you can go ahead and fill in for the blanks.
Alright. Well, while he does do that, we are gonna just, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the gold, because, my goodness, there's so much gold in the pockets of Return of the Middle Six. This mid laner, as someone in chat did point out, like, he was just on points. 140 CS. The ulti used there, they're gonna be able to pick out the Morgana here. And, wait,
oh man, that's a lot of fighting going on. Aikado is just being a menace here. He is going to go pick up a couple kills right there. Outplay button is on top of him, but doesn't matter. He just heals too much with, I don't know what he's healing from, but he's healing. He got a quadra kill.
That's a quadra, and, you know,
enters mid lane, but he also has ulti, so I'd be afraid.
Well, they're gonna look for it.
I guess Aikado's not afraid. He fears no man, and Waka is included in there. He is indeed man. So he won't fall, but Aikado just ran at him. He's like, yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I could probably do it. And did he do? So I do want to say what I was looking for is the regular season MVP is Aikado for Platinum Division, and we're seeing why he is the MVP. He is, these jungle plays are incredible.
He is 11-0-2. He is sitting over 90% kill participation currently. This is exactly what you want to see if you're anyone in jungle. Obviously, they're gonna be a little mad that Waka didn't give over to Penta. But Waka's like, I'm the only one that can try and carry this team currently until our Vayne gets more fed. I need to stay alive.
Yeah, until your Vayne hits that about 4 to 5 item power spike, which honestly is a really long time for Vayne. I don't think it's actually 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 item power spikes, but you know what? It's a long time until Vayne can actually get there. So, uh, anyways, so now we're just gonna go back right into the game here. Just do a little bit of farming. No neutral objective up immediately, but we have about a minute left in order to really until we see some neutral objective fighting going on. Aikado now looking for yet another fight over on Waka. There it falls Waka, and that's a nice and easy pick. I feel did Aikado back and buy a full Edge of Night and a QSS all in
He
one?
did. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of gold, and he even has the Rift Herald he can drop down before this dragon starts up too. So this is not looking great for current team recovery group right now, but not to say that they're completely out of it. They still have the Vayne, they still have Shafi to hit the outplay button. Sure, he has a QSS to stop the outplay button, but then you have all these other forms of CC to pile on top of that. And it's not like the game's entirely over just yet. You still have a lot of avenues to look into going team recovery group. Dragon is spawning up here, and you don't necessarily want to give it up that easily. You do still want to try to fight for some of these dragons. Even though it takes a little bit for it to gain scale up, I'm sure once around I would say 3 items at the minimum, you'll start seeing some really good spikes. So farming up safely and still be able to buy yourself time is the play you need to look for.
Yeah, and that's just gonna be a free dragon there. As Aikado, he's just way too scary to try and fight. Like, the CS, insane. The kills, insane. The deaths, whack. The Vayne, more than likely gonna be dead.
Oh no. That was cool, but man, got railgunned and Edscraze goes ahead, picks up double kill for himself as well. This is, I hate to see it. I mean, we have a 7k gold lead that's equivalent to 2 items, but then again, all of that gold lead is accumulated mainly on Aikado, because he is quite terrifying right now. Look at him go.
And I mean, he has the QSS, he has the Edge of Night. They're just forcing him to come respond while this Herald is just able to get so much charges off.
Yeah, he won't be able to get another charge off because Return to Most Hits is going to go ahead and back off here. Smart play by them to go ahead and do that. They don't want to easily give any avenues for them to get back into this game here. Aikado knows he has a huge bounty on his head and he can't just go ahead and give it away willy-nilly.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, while to many people, this looks like game could be over. However, there are still so many realms where this game can easily be brought back and into the pockets of Quarantine Recovery Group. They do have to play very cautiously. They are already treading on a very thin line. However, I can see a world where they do end up winning it. Obviously, they have to play around the Vayne and the Tryndamere. This Tryndamere has to soak up a lot of damage. In my opinion, he has to go in, he has to try and just tank as much as possible for the Vayne, for Shafty. Chrono has to get a pick somewhere. And I'm not just saying like he sees someone and immediately just leaps at that at any point in time. Like, he has to be careful. They have to just be super, super careful.
Using the spell shield to block off that binding. Really good job on that, because he got caught out there. It would have been pretty disastrous. You do have your team nearby, and it's only a Senna left over, so I'm sure you guys could actually take him on. Especially, like, you just flip the switch on them and hit the ulti, but you're just going ahead and dodge away from that. And now, actually, Shafty going ahead, ulting over on Etzcraze, with Etzcraze is going to be their next target. It is a pretty good target to pick on, because Etzcraze is playing that EDC, so nice pickup on there. Able to get some gold. I would have loved to see the gold on Shafty, because he is going to be he is your AP damage on your team. But oh no, True Magic gonna get flashed on, exhausted, and soul shackled. He will not be able to pick up that lantern all the way across. He tried his best, but man, now it's looking like the Baron is going to be the next objective for Return to Millsticks.
This is where I'm talking about, like, having to play very carefully. Like, this is what happened last game too. True Magic and True Fury were just so caught out so many times. They got way too far behind, and that was game. But we do see
Chrono Baker going in for the Baron steal, but did not have vision, so it was a blind. It was a blind guess. He thought they did more damage, but unfortunately, it looks like having a Senna, Akado, and Corki wasn't even there, so they weren't doing it as fast as they normally would. So unable to really get that guess down. It was really just a stroke of luck if you really would have gotten it. So a good try nonetheless there, Chrono Baker, trying to look for any avenue to get in.
Yeah, and you know, when I said that this was quite possible to get back in, I'm starting to think I may have just jinxed it. Ikado's still at 90% kill participation, and the kill onto X-Rays was nice. However, that wasn't executed as greatly as it could have been. Like, when that ultimate came out, Chrono Baker had to immediately go in. Not when he was super low, just immediately.
And now Etzcraze is just gonna go ahead and solo out Waka. Waka right now is just pretty not strong enough. He only at one item, trying to build that Nash's Tooth. But it's also confusing because he has a cloak to finish out his crit. Yes, probably building Nash's so you get the CDR, and he also has a team for wave clear. So it's like he's splashed into everything, but it's not strong enough. At least to deal against Etzcraze, who has that two items. Two of them very expensive items. When you're thinking about time, you have to invest into. So now, looking like we are just gonna do a little bit of A-ramming into the mid lane. I mean, you guys are pretty strong here. It is an early inhibitor, and it's not like you guys can really siege that well. Dragon is up, so you can put yourself on soul point, but just gonna be stalling out a little bit. Once we get this Vayne online, it's going to be possibly disastrous for Return to Millsticks, because depending on how well they... Wow, True Fury lands those hooks. Didn't even see him. Lands those hooks.
Yeah, and yeah, I hate having to.
Whoa. Now we're actually going to be seeing the engage here. Chrono Baker going straight onto ADC here, looking to try to get anyone on the outside of the fights. Black Salt gets a beautiful 2-3 man. Soul Shackles can't exactly sure. Now Waka looking to salvage what he can, pick up the last of a kill, but looks like that's just going to be an ace, a flawless ace from the Return to Millsticks side. TP coming in to save that minion's life, but don't think that's necessarily needed. We're just going to go ahead and look for the end here. Congratulations, Return to Millsticks. You have proven why you guys are at the top of the splits for Platinum. Really good job. I want to give good mentions to Ikato. Perfect game. That was really good. You ended off, let's see, you're at 22, 26. We're dividing those numbers. You're missing 4, a quarter-ish. Or not a quarter, but like 4, so... you ended off with a lot of kill participation, so good job on that. Really well executed overall from Return to Millsticks side. You guys didn't let them find any avenues to get back into this game and found really good picks. So really good job there. Black Salt with the flash engages with the Soul Shackles, Karisuda with the with the doing a lot of damage, sending out the last embrace, I believe it's what it's called. Ed's Craze doing a lot of damage. He's scaled up. He is at 2 item power spike. Finally bought the QSS as well, and then Liposuction Lane doing Liposuction Lane things, building a bunch of armor, making the enemy team hurt themselves by hitting you. So really good job returning those hits. This is why you're at the first split,
Yeah,
and
it
you'll be moving on to the
was.
finals.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. It was very well done, and to be honest, this really did resemble Dom versus Suning. And I mean, the only reason I say that is because in that game, there was 7 kills for Suning, 24 kills for Dom. You look at the kills, you switch 2 over, this is literally the Dom Suning game. And to be honest, I really do like how Quarantine Recovery Group was. This was actually really nice. The first game, they showed they had a lot of fight. They did want to do a lot of stuff. They said, we can stand toe to toe with you guys. And they really did for a lot of it. However, game 2 and game 3, or I almost called him Dom 1. Return of the Middle Sticks was just so dominant. And they played it as perfectly as they could.
Yep. So that's going to be our stream for right now. We'll be back literally in 30 minutes for our next game. I believe we are. So let's see if I can find it here in the schedule. I know Vid announced it not too long ago. There it is. So at 1 o'clock, we will be having Quarantine Recovery Group versus Lamppost to find out who's our third place winner for that. And while on the main channel, we're going to have GSM Gold versus Get Money Boys. So tune in for either one of those games, either back here. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be casting, but I'll still be hosting it at the end of the day at least. So catch me in chat. And thanks for tuning in for it right now, guys. I'll see you guys later. I've been Resco Dragon. He's been Asami. I can't think of anything else to end off this stream with. So bye bye.
Later.
of change thoughts ricochet.
KDA, should we show them how we do it every day? Let's get it. Kali that girl, Kali go girl, Kali don't stop, Kali don't skirt, Kali got a job, Kali go to work. 뜨거워 언제나 don't get burned. 넘쳐 흘러물 than a buffet, 죽여주잖아 like a buffet. 누가 감히 on my outfit, 그 문 열지 마 that's a rough day. Don't give any more cause I'm greater than. 필요 없는 시험들 다 뿐이미. But all of my numbers are talking back. 부루마법 message monopoly. 눈종이 돈이나 real money 필요 없대. 너네들이 만든 돈들 go get it, go get it, go get it. 더 미션 눈을 못대 못해 그래 너도 get it cause I got it different. All I'll ever know is life upon the throne. 시작하면 끝을 보는 거야. You want more? No, I got it so deep down. You look like you could use some more. No, I got it, never running low. Yeah, I got more than enough, set it up and away.
This is how I do it every day. Wow, wow. 这一路上的奇迹都记住了你的每一个瞬间，无比的遥